I thought I'd start a new series on some hacks that you can put into your sports betting that, while simple, will help improve your profitability, especially if you want to get to a professional level. So let's see how we go. I'm going to start with hack one here and let's jump straight into it. I'm going to do a series on some sports betting hacks that are going to make things a little bit easier for those who are sports betting. So this is the first one and I'm calling it hack number one, just so that you can start to improve and make the best of your sports betting. The first hack is to use two accounts. If you're using two accounts, you are going to be able to monitor your strategic bets versus the bets that you place just for fun. Now, this has been talked about by many people, but very few people actually do it. They usually set up one account and they use that one account for all of their betting and try to differentiate what is a fun bet versus a strategic bet. But it is so much harder if you're only using one account. Now, the easiest way to do this is to set up the accounts with two different bookmakers or many bookmakers and only use some of them for your fun account. Now, this does mean you are going to eliminate that bookie from your set of bookies where you can get the best odds, but if you've been restricted by most bookies, which does happen over time to winning bettors, it will not really matter. You'll be just having small fun bets that'll be heavily restricted anyway across those bookie accounts. So there's no real harm there once you get to a winning level. So as I said, there's two accounts. Your first account should be for your serious betting. These should be the bets that are larger. These should be the bets which you have done research or you have a model, but you have identified that you should have an edge on this bet versus what the odds are that you can obtain. As most people are looking for the best odds, you generally do find those on betting exchanges or with some bookies. And if you're not restricted, then opening multiple accounts for your strategic betting across multiple bookmakers is the first step you need to do. Now, these bets, as I said, are going to be a lot larger than your fun bets. These are the bets that you want to be tracking in your spreadsheet all of the time. You want to make sure that you're hitting the right metrics on each of these and that you do have an actual edge. If you don't have an edge, these are the bets that you should be looking at to ensure that you improve your betting and eventually become profitable. The second account should be for your fun betting. So these are the ones where you're just having a bet because you're watching a game and you haven't done much analysis, or you just are out with friends and everyone else is having a bet on a game and you want to jump in and do it as well. These bets can be of any size, but they're generally money that you shouldn't be including in any of your metrics or any of your long-term analysis because they're fun. Generally, people think that they have an edge when they're having their fun betting, but as most punters do lose, you're probably taking a negative expectation on the bet, and long-term your fun betting is probably just going to be there for enjoyment and excitement and make the games a little bit more interesting, and you're going to lose it over time. So you can track it, but track it separately so you can actually see how much of a difference it does make when you're taking educated, researched, analytical approaches versus just having a bet while you're watching the game. Now, fun betting is sometimes a good chance for you to have a look at in-play betting, and that is where I would suggest it's worthwhile having a bit of a look to see what you can do with your fun account, because you may have more of an edge in the in-play betting markets with your fun betting account because you're watching the game and you're actually seeing the momentum and the changes as the game's progressing. So you have a much better idea of being able to predict it because you're basing it on the facts that are happening in the game and not what you are feeling generally. So if you do want to have a fun betting account, and you should, then try to stick to an area where you're going to have a bit of an advantage over those that have researched previously. So make sure that you set yourself up for success. Obviously, by setting these two accounts, it's going to allow you to accurately do metrics over your analytical models or your researched form versus just having a bit of a quick look and having a bet in for fun. So that's pretty much all I've got. Hopefully this is something that you take on board or you are doing already. And if you are doing it, leave a comment and let me know how it's going. And if you are not doing it, leave a comment on why you're not doing it and why you haven't done it previously. But it will definitely make a difference because you will be analyzing your metrics and your betting correctly if you only look at your analytical plays versus your fun betting. I'll leave it there. Have a great week betting. Thanks.